Nothing ever promised tomorrow today. Come on, don't front like that wasn't what I'm saying. First of all, Adam Levine had the game in a headline. This girl is taking its toll. This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. My heart is breaking in front. Stack Bundles just started playing. Chinks Drugs. Chinks Drugs just started playing. Stack Bundles. All right, best point guard in the NBA. Not today, I mean of all time. Today, rendition requirements of a point guard is not what an actual point guard is. Today, the point guard position or the point forward position is more for the superstar player who's going to have the ball in their hands most of the time or take most of the shots. Why you say take most of the shots? Because Steph Curry does not fit the traditional, conventional standards and requirements of a point guard at all. He has a high turnover ratio. 8 assists, more than likely he has 3 to 4 turnovers. 10 assists, rare for Steph to have double doubles where he has 10 or more assists. 8 or 9 assists. 7 is high. 6 is above standard for Steph to have. I think the radio gonna start playing again. How come when I turn it turned on perfectly, but it don't want to turn off perfectly? Steph Curry does not fit the conventional point guard. We've seen Russell Westbrook revolutionize the point guard position in front of us, but simultaneously, Steph Curry was becoming who Steph Curry was going to be, Steph Curry, the point guard. But he's not a point guard. And I say that because Steph, one, doesn't carry the team. Russ can carry the team. Steph is in the point guard position, but he's a scoring combo guard. Because Steph is in the point guard position due to his size and his defensive lack of ability, or I should say lack of defensive ability. And Steph gets to hide by playing the point guard, but having a small ball team with interchangeable parts where he does not often guard the point guard. That's why the matchup against the Rockets was so crucial like that, because Chris Paul was getting to show Steph can't guard me. But he couldn't guard Steph neither. Shout out to you. I can't even pronounce your name. Lone Carlson, shout out to you. I don't know if that's Russian or Hebrew. I don't know what that is. What are you? What are you from? I'm not even going to try that. It doesn't even look like American lettering. Dougie, get back, Dougie. Get back, Dougie. Not right now. But as a point guard, Steph doesn't fit the criteria of what a point guard is. He doesn't even, some games that Steph could have 50 points, 40 points, let's say 40 or more points, right? Steph didn't have to, he's from Russia, okay. Steph didn't have to have the ball in his hands. Super Dragons in the building. Steph didn't have to have the ball in his hands most of that game. Sharon, John Zay, good morning. And he didn't have to distribute. A lot of Steph's best games come off the back of Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. And Steph I got 2 people I can prove. Steph, KBMJ25, good, what's up to you, man? Stop, boy. Steph, Klay Thompson is responsible for a lot of Steph getting a lot of points. And Klay Thompson is also responsible for Jordan Poole being able to score 20 points off the bench. How is Klay Thompson more responsible than Steph Curry? Because Klay Thompson's often responsible for Steph being able to get off. You was not able to double Steph. Why couldn't you double Steph? Because Klay Thompson, 63, 11 dribbles. The boy, the man, the captain doesn't need the ball to be effective, just like his counterpart, Steph Curry. So then who has the ball? Draymond Green. So when we go through this point guard requirements, best point guard, Steph Curry, from what I just explained, and it took 5 minutes, Steph Curry, you're not a point come on. If Clay's not a point guard, but Steph got handle. Steph does have handle. Steph has a very adequate handle, but it's his shot that gets people off their feet and off balance and all that. Steph could be dribbling regular like this. If he pump fake, if Steph go like this, you see what I did? You thought I was gonna do something with my hands, right? If Steph is dribbling the ball and he go and look at the rim, you might. Cause why you looking at the rim, Steph? I'm not trying to make Steph not pass to the best player, and I'm not trying to make Steph pass bad so I can I'm trying to make Steph not shoot. I don't go in the game as a defender thinking I'm gonna stop Steph from having 15 assists today. He's gonna have some turn. No, you say I'm gonna stop Steph from having 15 threes, 6 minutes in. Let's move on. So that's why I take Steph Curry out. He doesn't even get announced in my top point guards NBA. You got Russell Westbrook, who I think is the premier top point guard in the NBA ever. We had Magic Johnson. Stop licking the damn floor. We had Magic Johnson. We had the big O. Shout out to Oscar Robertson. We had Walt Clyde Frazier. This man was so ill. His nickname is somebody's name. When you say Clyde in the NBA, before you think about Drexler, you gotta go Clyde. You be thinking about when they say Clyde, you start to think the battles with him and Michael Jordan. Then you go, they talking about Walt. They talking about astounding rebounding. That's what they talking about. They talking about their running and gunning. That's what they talking about. Walt Clyde Frazier in the 60s, 70s was pulling up to the Knicks game in a Rolls Royce. Clyde Frazier. Clyde Drexler had a different nickname, Clyde the Glide. But because Clyde is in it, you also think about Walt again. But Walt, top point, I'll give respect. Pete Maravich. Come on, man. You had Denny Ainge. I'm going to give respect where it's due. We had a lot, from back in the day, we had a lot of great point guards. Fat Lever, we had a lot of great point guards. What's son name that was tall? 6'5". Theus. Reggie Theus. Son was 6'5". Point guard, Reggie Theus. He played point guard in between shooting guard. Some with the broken leg. He didn't have a broken leg. His crossover was the broken leg. I promise you, when Isaiah Thomas, I'm talking about Isaiah Thomas, not IT. I'm talking about Isaiah Thomas got his eyebrow bust open by Karl Malone. Great point guard. Give respect. Isaiah Thomas told a story about a dude, a point guard, who he had to guard. He said, I hated guarding him because he had the broken leg crossover. And Isaiah Thomas showed it, and then Steve Smith was laughing. He's like, I know you're talking about that, ain't that? So I looked him up. Son had a crossover. That's where I got a crossover for. I didn't have handle up until then. You stick your leg out like you're going to walk. You just put it under your leg. There you, Souza. Hola, como estás? Buenos dias. And you throw the ball under your leg, and then you just come back and go forward. And it's the broken leg, because it looked crazy, right? From that, you get to pick up your handle, right? Boom. We had a lot of great point guards back in the day. But Russell Westbrook would have gave it to all of them. From the Bulls, Ron Harper. Oh, he think I was calling him. Ron Harper was a dog. 20 points, 19 points, 18.5, and then he goes to the Bulls to win with Jordan and only averages 6.5 points. You're like, what's the fall? There wasn't no fall. It's because he was like a captain on the floor. Imagine you being on the floor with Jordan, telling Jordan what to do on offense and defense. Jordan, go there. Go there. Yo, go. That's who Ron Harper was. That's before Chris Paul. Chris Paul watching him. Ask Chris Paul where you get that dog-ass mentality from. He gonna be like, oh, Ron Harper. Ron Harper fighting people. Ron Harper 6'4". Point guard 6'4". Back then, point guards was 6'2". That's why Magic Johnson. Stop playing with Magic Johnson. Stop playing with Magic Johnson. Like Magic Johnson shouldn't be the logo. Hold on, Blaze. Hold on. Let me get the double toy. Because they getting me mad. Blaze, stop. Play with the toy. Yeah. They getting me mad. Hold up. That's Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson should be the logo. He can't be the logo because of the HIV. Why y'all made it so why'd y'all even say anything? Y'all let him keep playing. He never spread it. Why'd y'all even say anything? Magic Johnson is the worst person to be an HIV spokesperson. It's nothing like what happens to people that you know. Get back. Damn. He part husky. He part. I'm just playing. So we got Magic Johnson. That's him passing. Stop. Pass yourself the ball. He like, where the ball at? Oh, it must be under behind the oven. I can't get it. I'm 6'5". I can't go under there. Magic Johnson. Jason Kidd taught Dirk how to play defense. When he taught Dirk how to play defense, they went to the finals and then they won it. Jason Kidd taught Dirk how to play defense. And it sounds crazy because you think of Jason Kidd as a defender? But he was. He was a great defender. I'm about to say him and JJ Barea locked up LeBron James. But Jason Kidd is a great defender because he learned his abilities and overcompensated for them by using them in the right ways, the right time. Jason Kidd is everything Steve Nash wanted to be. Jason Kidd got a ring, Steve Nash don't. I got 2 MVPs, Steve Nash. They gave that to you because Steve Nash was a great point guard. He did something that goes underrated. Free Diddy. He touched his players more than anybody else. You're gonna be all right. He made that's a connection. Even if you don't want him until you getting sick of that during the game, you get sick of that, but you don't know why you connected with him during the game. Because all that making sure you stay with him, that was great. But Steve Nash, they only gave you one of those MVPs because Jason Richardson and Raja Bell was splashing your girl and they thought that the baby was one of theirs and they didn't want you to go out embarrassed like that. But when they found out the baby was yours, they really wanted to give that MVP to Shaq. And Kobe still felt like he deserved it. And the other one was Kobe's. Shit, it was between Kobe, LeBron, and Shaq the whole time with the MVPs for Steve Nash, and LeBron was mad young. Facts. Shaq wasn't even on the Lakers. Remember, Shaq was on the Heat. Well, no. One Shaq was on the Lakers. That's the one that should have went to Shaq. And the second one, Shaq was on the Heat, and that's the one that could have went between Shaq, LeBron, and Kobe. Because who else? Cash Gallison, you back in the building, baby. We try to figure out who the best point guard in the NBA is. I still got Russell Westbrook ever. D Rose was a great point guard in that position, but he didn't pace like Steph. He just has the ball a lot, ball dominating people. Like Rajon Rondo, greatest point guard ever. Dominating the ball and making your teammates better at the same time and holding them accountable on defense, seeing them play in a way you've never seen before and that nobody else could make them play. Like when Rondo had Sacramento in the fightings for the playoffs. They didn't make it, but they was in a fight for the playoffs. He was averaging 11 or 12 or 13 assists. Do you remember me like 2-3 streams ago? Probably so. I'll be reading everybody's names, so probably so. If your name was Cash Gallison, I probably shouted you out like, Cash Gallison! So yeah, I remember you. I'm about to get on these streets and get some work done. It's on a page right now. They like, who's the best point guard in their prime between these four? Russell Westbrook, John Wall, D Rose, and Ja Morant. Off the jump, from the jump, like dungarees. Ja Morant is the last one out of those 4 point guards. And to me, D Rose is third. And then John Wall is second, because John Wall was like the first Russell Westbrook and the first D Rose, but he passed the ball. He wasn't a ball hog, he just couldn't shoot. His shot was weak. John Wall's shot was weak from everywhere. I remember he had an open mid-range to win a game, and it was like 12 seconds left on the clock, and it was tied up. This one I knew I had to work on my mid-range. I had to be like Rip Hamilton and not like John Wall. John Wall shot the ball. He was wide open, shot the ball, and it missed. Came right back to him. when he caught it like a step further ahead, he's closer to the basket and shot it again and missed the same way. But this time somebody tipped it and then the time ran out and they went into overtime. I was like, John Wall, you need that John Wall second. And then out of those four, Russell Westbrook would be first. Where's Chris Paul? Like my top, let me run down my top point guards right quick of all time. Let me see how we're gonna do this. First, Rajon Rondo. Second, Russell Westbrook. Third, Magic Johnson. Fourth, the Big O. Fifth, Jason. Steve Nash. Sixth, Jason Kidd. Seventh, Chauncey Billups. Don't front on Big Shot Billups. Eighth, Gary Payton. Ninth, Penny Hardaway. Facts. If he never got hurt, the man would have been the man. He would have been the man. That's ninth, right? 10th, and I'm doing this off the fly, because if I write it down, I'll probably say something totally different. 10th, Isaiah Thomas, man. He gotta be top 10. I probably gotta shift it around and put him higher than somebody else. He go above Jason Kidd and them niggas. So switch the list to that, and Isaiah Thomas up there, and then the list go down how I go. I don't even care how I go. Isaiah Thomas, what you talking about? Four finals is crazy. Two rings is crazy. 11th, now I'm gonna say Steph Curry. Because he's not a point guard, but what he does from the point guard position, phenomenal. But he's not a point guard. 12th, let's go up, LeBron James. 13th, Ben Simmons. When Ben Simmons was at the top of his game, he looked like he was on course to take out Magic Johnson. And for whatever reason, he's not able to, for the last few years, he ain't been himself. I know what it's like to lose yourself for years. I felt like I lost myself for 2 years and I was gone mentally. I don't even know. And now I'm paying for it now. I got to pay for all the things that and so I know, so it's okay. And I was older than Ben Simmons when I went through my mental trip. And for boys, sometimes a boy turning into a man, you might revert back into your second childhood, and it's hard to come out of that. It's almost like being in Get Out. Somebody got to flash it. So Ben Simmons, I understand what he's going through. Markelle Fultz said he's just a mental, it's something, man, there's nothing you can do about it. Like forcing them to play ball is not the thing to do. Royce White only is able to function normally because he stopped playing basketball. He was going crazy. He didn't know who he was. And he was living off what he knew. And you can't tell a person what they know is wrong and how they living is wrong. You gotta let them go through it and just try to help guide them so they don't hurt themselves during that time. But Ben Simmons was being called all of these names, and Zion Williamson is fat. Stephen A. Smith, you still owe Zion an apology, bro. You might be part of the reason that he even started dealing with that girl that he got pregnant. You don't just sit there, because these are young boys, you overdoing, you put them in a spotlight that many don't have. They are allowed to make millions of dollars and take care of their families and be the man of their whole family. When other men was there, this boy just became the man of his, he does certain things. I just want to play basketball. You over here calling Zion fat. It's a huge difference from what Chuck and Shaq, as basketball players, was making fun of Zion, like, what you get if me and Chuck have a baby? Zion, that was mad funny. Zion's supposed to take that, like, oh, nah, let me get in the gym. That's how Zion's supposed to react to that. Oh, nah, F out of here. Let me get in the gym. Let me change my diet, because I got to have a comeback for Chuck and Shaq in 3 weeks. I'm going to have a six-pack for Chuck and Shaq in 3 weeks. But then with Stephen A. Smith, and then Stephen A. Smith does it as a former hood athlete, which is cool, and a commentator and a reporter of the game, but he's shucking job for the white man. He's been changing his stretch since he's been called out in the line. I respect that. But he got this little follower, Nick Wrong, and all these other Caucasian followers that do everything he do. That's why I don't like what Stephen A. do. So Stephen A. owe him an apology, because Stephen A. drove the tank for the army that just disrespected Zion too much, disrespected Ben Simmons too much. Everybody talking about what he wears, just stop talking about him. Ben Simmons came to the game in a Gucci jacket. Don't talk about the Gucci jacket. He not playing. Pat Riley would have never. Pat Riley stuck in his old ways. They calling him racist. I don't think he's racist. He's stuck in his ways. They calling him racist. If Pat Riley was in control of that situation during, I'm talking about media, during Ben Simmons' little time on the Nets and not playing, Ben Simmons would have never got a mention, and Ben Simmons would be playing better today because all that would have went faster. Zion Williamson, we're not pointing out that you're fat. We're just not going to point you out. How about that? You don't have to do that. You don't have to coon. Stop all that swirling and curling. Stop all that cooning and swooning. Stop all that mixing and fixing. Stop all that. That's for slime facts. Stop doing that. Back to the point guards. Ben Simmons, 13th. Yes, he was on his trajectory. You can't tell. Show me a better point guard from back then. And then you got Trae Young, 14th. Yeah, Trae Young is 14th. What Trae Young did to Ben Simmons, now all that good stuff I said, remember I'm black. I'm black. And I'm from the hood. So the roast will commence. What Trae Young did to Ben Simmons is historical. So you have to give him his respect. And Trae Young is like a better version of Steph Curry. Better version of Steph Curry. Better version. He got to just lose that ego. Trae Young is one of them cornball dudes. I'm sorry, Trae Young. And if you see this, I hope you watch this, and I hope this will make you a better player and make you relevant again. You're one of them cornball dudes from the hood, but you're really good. You're one of them cornball dudes from the hood, but you're really good, but there's gangsters on the sideline. So you better chill. So I want you to take that and stop being the cornball. Like when you nutmegged Ariza, you don't understand. Like I thought he was a goofy. My whole young age, from the time you did that up until the time I became a real man and an adult, I thought Trevor was a goofy. But you ain't have to do that. Or do it and be a don't. You're Trae Young. You're the embodiment version of a good Julian Newman. People hate him. Trae Young, you're the embodiment of this move off the heezy. It's always unnecessary. You'd be behooved to stop with the cocky and all that. Be mad cool. Be like Steve Nash. Trae Young, you could be one of the greatest point guards ever. Be like Steve Nash. Stop being like you. I don't mean, no, I'll take that back. Don't never be like somebody else. Behave like Steve Nash. Be you. Behave like Steve Nash. Come on. Nobody gonna punk you. And galvanize your teammates so nobody punks you. Behave like Steph. Trae, what has your behavior got you? Behave different. That's it. Your game fire, man. And play more defense. Go in the gym more. Get a little bit thicker. No Diddy, so you can play defense. You can't guard Steph. Trae Young, you can't guard Chris Paul now. He will put you in the post. Chris Paul will put you in. Chris Paul's my next top point guard. Chris Paul, but like I say, he below Trae Young. Trae Young has a better shot at winning a trophy than Chris Paul. Chris Paul never was close to a trophy. Yes, he was. He never was close to a trophy. That attitude, you have to behave different. You have to behave different. Yo, I'm telling you, as a point guard, it's like if the quarterback, all the quarterbacks that behave like Trae Young and Chris Paul never want to, hey, what if Jesus come back? What will happen? Jesus came back? I don't know. Came back? I didn't know he was there. I got to get in these streets and work, though. I just looked at the time. But that's my top point guards. I mean, Chris Paul is 14th. No, Trae Young is 14th. Chris Paul 15th. That's my top 15 point guards right there. And I gave a synopsis with it. And I gave a soliloquy with it. I got to get in these streets and work. That's my time, chat. Sometime I'll be right back. These are the Slime Facts. Good morning to you all. Thank y'all for being here with me. RFG, I don't know what happened if Jesus comes back.